Hello. Right, I will read some Amazon AWS thing here. Okay, so this is how can I provide cross-account access to objects that are in Amazon S3 buckets? Okay, the question is, I want to grant another AWS account access to an object that is stored in an Amazon Simple Storage Service or Amazon S3 bucket. How can I provide cross-account access to Amazon S3 buckets? Short description. In Amazon S3, you can grant users in another AWS account B, granular cross-account access to objects owned by your account A. Depending on the type of access that you want to provide, use one of the following solutions to grant cross-account access to objects. AWS Identity and Access Management or IAM policies and resource-based bucket policies for programmatic only access to S3 bucket objects. Hey, let's read again. I was distracted. So, depending on the type of access that you want to provide, use one of the following solutions to grant cross-account access to objects. So there are three solutions so that you can grant cross-account access to objects in your S3. So one solution is AWS Identity and Access Management, IAM policies and resource-based bucket policies for programmatic only access to a S3 bucket objects. Solution number two, IAM policies and resource-based access control lists for programmatic only access to S3 buckets. Note, when the bucket owner enforce setting is enabled, all bucket and object ACLs are disabled. Let me repeat it again. When the bucket owner enforced setting is enabled, all bucket and object ACLs are disabled. So all the buckets and object ACLs are disabled. Therefore, you can't use ACLs to grant cross-account access. Hmm. When the bucket owner is enforced, you can't use ACLs. ACLs is access control list to grant cross-account access by default access. By default, all newly created buckets have the bucket owner enforced setting enabled. It's also best practice to use IAM policies and bucket policies instead of ACLs. So we should always use IAM policies and bucket policies instead of access control list to manage cross-account access to buckets and objects. For more information, see controlling ownership of objects and disabling ACLs for your bucket. And solution number three, cross-account IAM rules for programmatic and console access to S3 bucket objects. If the requester is an IAM principal, then the AWS account that owns the principal must grant the S3 permissions through an IAM policy. Based on your specific use case, the bucket owner must also grant permissions through a bucket policy or ACL. After access is granted, programmatic access of cross-account buckets is the same as accessing same account buckets. Okay, so based on your specific use case, the bucket owner must also grant permissions through a bucket policy or ACLs. After access is granted, programmatic access of cross-account buckets is the same as accessing the same account. So if if access is already granted for another account, then it's like the same as you're accessing on the same account. Okay, yeah. Okay, solution or resolution. Hey, what's the resolution? Hey, this is too long to read, man. Okay, let's go to the top. Resolution. Short description. So resolution. I am policies and resource-based bucket policies. Note, if you receive errors when running AWS command line interface, AWS CLI commands, make sure that you're using the most recent AWS CLI version. Use resource-based bucket policies to manage cross-account access control and audit the S3 objects permissions. Look, it's already Wednesday today, right? I need to sleep early. Damn. All right. So I'll sleep now. Bye.